like cool songs. Do you write a set list when you're performing for a gig, let's say a wedding? Do you write out a set list and follow it, or do you call all the songs on the night?
Chops and change. I mean, with the Alchemists and Side Hustle, they are strictly we write them at the start, probably within the first hour or so, depending what if we've got depths in or not. Obviously, songs change then.
Yeah.
But I kind of do miss the days of being not so much of a professional player and just absolutely winging it on the night and stuff like that. I miss that as well, especially when I do depth stuff and we'll just call something out. But playing functions and stuff, I think for maintaining professionalism, you just got to play your set, and especially when songs kind of merge together and whatnot.
Yeah. Like segue into each other and that.
If you're playing a professional gig, if it's not a pub, then you've got to be on point. You've got to play the set how you've agreed. Otherwise, pubs,
yeah.
When they show up, just have fun.
Yeah. What do you guys use like from the Alchemist, and maybe even what you're thinking of using with the new project? Like, do you have any ideas of what you use about stage setup, like the way you position musicians for the perspective of the like guests and stuff? And do you think about lights? Do you use any sort of special gear or anything like that, like when it comes to lighting and things like
that? So lighting, no, we've always just used like cheap sets of lights, just one coloured and then one white, which will go in front of Eden. For the new band, not necessarily. I see what you're saying, like stage arrangement, stage craft. Something we are definitely looking to at the minute is using backing tracks. So we're doing kind of like one of the tracks we are doing is Fatboy Slim, proper 90s.
Nice.
What's the song? Praise You. There's a lot of percussion in there. Thinking about having a click track with percussion.
Yeah.
Even using some brass sections. Like we've got a sax player coming in and a potential trumpet player. Like if they can't do the gig, we want to have a click track.
Yeah.
And
cool.
that's some like I don't know if you've heard of DK Management, Damien Keys.
Yeah.
One of like when they send me over deck work, they use backing tracks.
Right.
And then they just have all the trumpet brass sections on the click track. So I think that some of the other professionals, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to get my new project on.
Yeah. No, cool.
But in terms of actual positioning of players, like it's a 4-piece, so we have the two singers, keys and guitar, and then me and the bassist are just sat in the back. So that can be kind of a staggered, kind of square, like rhombus type thing. But you depending on the venue, you don't really know.
Yeah. What kind of like venues are most common for like the Alchemists and stuff? Is there a particular clientele you see mostly, like age-wise and like venue type?
Demographic, generally between early 30s to we've been up to like 60s, 70s, 70-year-old birthday parties, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then what was I going to say then? What was your question?
My question was, what was like the clientele you play to? What's the type of venues most common you commonly come into?
Venues, generally like little fancy country kind of, like they can be really fancy kind of big houses type things, to like little country park barns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Barns and big houses is like. I think that one of the weirdest gig, the coolest gig we did, it was like for a software company, I can't remember the name, Beyond Trust, but we did it at the National Museum of Scotland.
Oh, sound.
And
nice.
It was like this massive white hall, and then like when everyone was closing down, like we just ran off into like the dark turned off bits, and it was like proper night. it was good fun.
Yes, man.
That was probably the coolest venue we've played.
Yeah. How do you like, so when you guys sound checking that, how do you sort of get your balance, for a sound check? Does someone go out front to listen, singer or someone?
So me and Eden, yeah, and we all kind of take turns. I'll generally do the first kind of EQ in a bit, have a quick listen, and then the bassist will go out, and then the singer will go back out, and then we kind of all get it agreed.
Okay.
By the end of it. But
yeah.
It'd be nice in the future, I'd like to have a sound engineer with us, but you know, sometimes the smaller gigs doesn't cater for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even bigger gigs though, they have sound engineers there that I find.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's always the best kind of gigs, man. When you don't have to worry about sound, you can just play. So much more fun. Yeah, we had that with a festival we played last year, and it was so fucking good, man. Like, you know, the amount of speakers they had, the stage. It was like all we got to do is rock up, like plug in and just play 45 minutes straight, and not have to worry about any feedback, any sound check, like you know, mixing it ourselves and shit. And it's like you just know it's gonna sound good. It's so much better then.
Dude, it's gonna be a shame this year, like losing all the festivals and stuff. Yeah,
you think maybe next year they would maybe come out a bit more, you know, maybe they go a bit harder next year. If we do miss summer this year, hopefully next summer we'll be making up for it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about like getting like management or PR or like other external outsourcing, just more on getting the sales side and getting the gigs kind of side?
No, I haven't really thought about that. I mean, I started the band, found the musicians, and then the first thing we did was like literally join. Alive Network was our first agency that I wanted to join because I worked with them like 6 years before with another band. And then we just joined as many agencies as possible, which was a good idea because so many agencies seem to obviously want to sign you, like, you know, completely you, and you don't sign to anyone else. And I've always said no to that because it's like, I've never worked with you before, so I can't guarantee, like, you know, and I'm like, if you give us loads of work, then yeah, it's cool, might do that. But, you know, you end up, through my experience anyway.
Alive offer that, don't they?
They offer 3 different versions of it, and it's just they take more of a cut depending on how you sign with them, and obviously there's like a bit of a benefit to if you go exclusively with them. So, but I've just not found any agency in particular that stands out. But that
I mean, they all come at different times and different parts of the year. Like, I think what I find difficult though is coming up with the aliases for the band, because it's like it's just so many times to kind of like recreate a new band name.
Finding the very first name for my band, it was like it took me forever. I was like, you want me to do that again? Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, like, obviously when you kind of do your market research, I've got a couple of mates, but you were definitely up there when I definitely found one of your alternative. I think it was Headliner, might have been Headliner. Entertainment Nation.
Right.
I don't know, another one, but I'd seen your band and you had some other name.
Oh man,
Beats
or something. Yeah, something like that. Some cheesy, crappy name.
Funny.
It is funny, but no, I've not thought of any other ways to do that. It's literally just been agencies mostly, and then like as time went on, last year it was a lot more of word of mouth, and then stuff you said, like I did a few Facebook ads, and then definitely Google ads. I did them right in the beginning, so like, and I did Instagram as well, and it really didn't accomplish much. But again, you need to continually do it really to understand what you're learning and stuff like that. But Google AdWords, it did work really well. But then it's just keeping up with the costs and stuff like that, isn't it? When you're trying to do other stuff at the same time. So,
I mean, I don't know why I didn't carry on Google AdWords. I mean, I remember, I had loads of time. I was doing a contract abroad, and obviously I had all the time of the day just to be sitting there studying it. And then I only spent about 300 quid, and then I must have got 4 gigs out of it, 5 gigs.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good return on my money.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing. I think with social media, there was one point where I was posting. I was posting on Instagram every day at one point, and like, you know, the whole Gary Vee thing. It's just like make content, put it everywhere, and that's one thing I did learn, which was, you know, you just make content. Like YouTube, I tried to make content for, Instagram. Like I've slowed down way now, but like I'm gonna try and get back into it. But I find like social media.
My questions and arguments with that is like I love Gary Vee. Like got a lot of time. Like he's
got some good knowledge, man.
Character. But I find just calling people, nagging people, goes a long way. But then again, he says like DM people, message people, and when I've messaged like event planners, I've messaged like 200 event planners, still get nothing. But you know that 200 at first, you know, you'll get a couple of gigs out of them. I think my argument is it more productive for a function band to go and message the event planners more than actually just creating content, even though creating content's good for any business or brand.
You know what he'd say though? He'd say do both.
Just do both, but I mean,
but I think
it's picking what.
I just find with like creating content on every platform, like I've never done Twitter, but I've made my Facebook or our band's Facebook page go directly to Twitter, so whatever posts on there, post it straight to Twitter. It's probably not the best way to do it, but whatever. But I have had inquiries from every different social media platform, and it's literally someone contacted me from Twitter, and then messaged me through Instagram and said, "Oh, I found you through Twitter because I hashtag party bands." Like after I asked them, "How did you find us?" So I was like, "Oh, like you know, this shit does work." Like it's almost like
that's good because like I abandoned our Twitter a long time ago.
I think
but just to do the repost is probably really important, and that's probably something I'm going to do straight away.
I would say that at least, and the thing is, on Instagram you can do that, like little click the button and it reposts to Twitter and Facebook, so you don't even need to go on those like platforms. You know, if you didn't want to, or whatever. And then you got a website, and then YouTube as much as possible. Obviously, YouTube's probably the biggest one for bands because it's like a visual representation of what you're offering.
I'm gonna toy with the adverts as well because the
pre-roll
Google AdWords runs the same way. You do the same, but then you just play a YouTube video of your band.
Yeah,
which I think
there's
a lot of money that I'm laying out on the table and missing out on by not doing that yet.
I have seen a band pop up once actually while I was watching the YouTube video. It popped up and it was just a function band advert, and I was like, oh, it's like the first one I've seen. So someone out there's doing it. But you know, it's just got to try it and you know see what happens with it.
Yeah.
You know. But
I'll have to have a gander at your YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my Instagram is probably the best out of all the platforms that we've got.
With Instagram, are you trying to be more like because obviously Instagram started as like a photography platform and it's very I mean I guess the biggest profiles on there, unless you're a celebrity or something, are the most beautiful, laid out and stuff. But again, someone like Gary Vee says like don't think about it too much like an art collection. Think about it, just creating valuable content. So someone who's going to come on there, if they're interested in your band or something like that. Like I've had clients that I've played for, when I actually meet them on the day, they said, "Oh yeah, we've been following you," and like you know, I was doing stories or some shit like that. Like this is when I was posting a lot and just trying to make as much content. Like you know, you have to be creative when you're not fucking playing gigs all the time. You know, like you got to find ways of being creative. So. But I have had comments on that before in the past of like, you know, oh, we're following your stories and like they enjoy following you because you're sort of doing something creative, I guess.
Yeah, I find it get more with that on my personal Instagram as a drummer, like just for debt work and stuff. That's what I find. Like I'm obviously curious about TikTok. You probably know about TikTok. That's quite scary, the amount of people who get likes and shares and that sort of thing. You know, I think TikTok's a new avenue in terms of being creative. But my Instagram has always been like I think I remember you doing loads of abroad stuff. You were in Italy, I think, for a bit
last year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and obviously you were posting stories and stuff. And you know,
that was a great opportunity, man. Yeah, that was great.
But I bet it was mint.
It was quality, man. It was a long drive. It was a long ass drive. Yeah, it was good.
But posting it and staying on it like that, so important.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort, but don't know. What else are you gonna do? What else can you do? All right, man. Well, that's been an hour. I won't take up any more of your time, But it's been awesome chatting to you, man.
It was good fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's real good.
There's a lot of thinking I've done there. Like, there's a lot of reflection, and obviously you put some points in there. And I mean, I've definitely followed you for like the last couple of years, I think.
Yeah, man. Cool.
And you're doing some good work yourself.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you get through the COVID-19 all right. Anyway, man.
Yeah, man. Me too.
All right.
I've got a piano here anyway.
There you go, man. That's it. Practice, man. All right, man. Take it easy. I'll speak to you soon, bro.
See you later, man.
Bye. If you guys found this video helpful, I really appreciate you subscribing. I'm trying to put out a video every single day on topics like this that can help you guys either build a function band, improve your function band, or just teach you some things about the music industry in general as a working professional musician. I'll leave it at that, guys. Take care. Penthouse5. Go check us out and take it easy. See you on the next one.